So today's going to be a little bit more of my kind of video journal entry, I guess, as you will. I don't have any notes planned or anything. It's just a topic that I wanted to talk about. So a couple of months ago, I was officially diagnosed with ADHD inattentive, and this is something that I suspected for years now. And actually, I had no idea to even suspect it until I got quite a few comments over the years, and even some of you have emailed me to kind of give me insight or a heads up or just kind of a little tip on, hey, maybe you might have ADHD. And of course, I thought it was kind of ridiculous, honestly, because I'm like, well, I'm not hyper. I don't understand why people are thinking that I have ADHD because I'm not hyper. I'm not like, I don't know, just running around. Of course, we always have the thought of ADHD as just, an 8-year-old boy who can't sit still in a classroom and is just kind of running around or fidgeting a bunch. And it wasn't until I looked into it and realized that a lot of adult women get diagnosed later on in life, and specifically it's the inattentive type. So even though I'm not hyper physically, I'm very hyper inside of my head. And because I've never lived inside of anybody else's head, I've never had a different mind, I've never had a different brain, I didn't really understand how things were different, I guess. But it makes all the sense in the world that I am now a business owner, because I think I read a statistic or something that a lot of people with ADHD will gravitate more towards being a business owner. It makes a lot of sense. I am very creative. I love coming up with ideas and, being able to deep dive into those ideas. I'm a researcher through and through. I will spend a very good amount of time researching topics that I am very interested in. I definitely get the whole hyper-focus thing now. Anytime my concentration or anytime I'm interrupted during something that I'm working on, it is frustrating. And that, I will say, was the hardest thing to really get through when I became a mom, because I no longer had hours and hours of time to really hyper-focus on something. It was a lot of interruptions and then trying to get back into it. So that has been something that has been really, really difficult for me. But something else that I've learned over time is that having ADHD is the best and the worst thing ever as an entrepreneur. And when I think about things that are really great about it, I would say that being able to, it's weird. It's like I have trouble prioritizing things and organizing, but when I am fully focused in it, it takes me a little while, but then I'm able to almost organize it and how do I put this? For instance, when I put together my candle connection course, that took me months. It took me so long because I didn't just want to throw together something. I really wanted it to make sense. I wanted it to flow. I wanted it to connect together and really make sense. My candle connection course is my marketing and branding course. And I spent so much time organizing it in a way that as a student of the course, I was basically teaching it the way that I would want to be taught, because I'm a slow learner and I really learn a particular way. And I loved being able to put the pieces together to have it make sense. So that is something that I feel like has been a benefit for me, even when it comes to obviously my candle business, and being able to piece together kind of the whole concept of my brand and being able to piece together the website and just kind of having things really be cohesive. I do feel like that is a strength of mine. Obviously, coming up with ideas is a strength of mine, but a huge not so good thing, I'm trying to think of the word, like downfall, I guess, of that is that I have so many ideas that it's distracting. I get distracted so incredibly easily. I hop on my computer to do one thing, I see I have, 14 tabs open. I get distracted that I was going to be doing this. And then I usually will do about 3 different tasks at the same time. And then I usually will end up with just everything kind of being partially done because I'm like, oh yeah, wait, I need to be doing that. Like, I wish I could just split myself in a bunch of different, 3, 4 different ways and then be able to do all these at the same time. I'm a really big multitasker, so I like to listen to audiobooks instead of read them because I can do other things at the same time. Editing my YouTube videos, it's so bad. I'll be doing other things at the same time of editing my YouTube videos when I should just be paying attention just to that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I have learned with being an entrepreneur and then finding out that I have ADHD. I'm like, okay, so obviously there are so many things that I struggle with following through with a lot of things, starting something and finishing it. I feel like I've actually pushed myself so much more with this as a business owner than I ever did before I started a business. I would always start things and not finish them. And I think as a business owner now, it's not that I'm forced to do it now, but I feel like there are way more things that are an incentive to finish it. Now, there are still a lot of things that I start and don't finish, but I feel like in the grand scheme of my life compared to how I used to be, I've actually learned a lot with being a business owner to follow through and almost have that discipline override the feeling of, but I don't want to do that. So much of it is just like, it doesn't give me that excitement. I want to work on something that I'm excited about. So, even if I should be sending out an email, which I absolutely should have sent out an email this morning or set it up last night, but I didn't want to. And I know that sounds extremely childish. It sounds extremely childish. It's like, okay, well, you're a business owner, you got to do it. It's weird. It's this weird feeling of like, but it's so I don't want to do it that even the thought of doing it is like, oh my gosh, it's going to take all the energy I can. So I try to think of anything possible that's going to give me, so apparently ADHD brains work on dopamine. So I try anything I can to be like, what's some kind of dopamine about this that I can get excited about? And then it's really going to help me like get the task going. It's like, I need something in order to get me like there to be able to be excited to complete that task. And I think that's also why I will go through tons of phases of like cleaning sprees in my apartment. So I'll just want to do everything all at once. I'm a very disorganized and messy person. Poor Chris, he's had to clean up after me our whole relationship. And it's just out of sight, out of mind. I just don't think about it. It's like, I know that I need to clean up all my makeup on the bathroom counter, but it would take me a minute to clean it up, but just the thought of having to do it is just like, oh, I'll do it later. And then when it's brought up, like, hey, what do you want me to do with this makeup on the counter? I'm like, oh, I know. Like, I've told myself that a million times over the last 3 weeks. Like, it's so weird. It's like my brain is constantly going, which on one hand, again, is great for me being a business owner because I'm always thinking about the next thing. I always have a next project. I am always thinking about the next thing. I don't really ever feel stagnant. And if I ever feel stagnant in business or with a task that I'm doing, so I am working on my candle testing class that I'm going to be teaching live in the next couple of weeks. So that is my task that I'm working on right now, at least for like the YouTube side of things. And then with my candle business, I got the spring sampler pack up. I'm working on the next scent for the monthly subscription box. And also planning a spring summer photo shoot. And so there's just always something that I am working on for either of the businesses that I have, either this business here on YouTube or with my candle business. And I just feel like when I'm stagnant and I get stuck and I don't know what I'm doing, it's the worst feeling. Like it brings out this very solemn, like, I don't like this feeling. I need something. Where's that dopamine? Where's that, goal that I'm trying to hit? I love having goals. I love having tasks. I love having projects. But the hard part is that when it's a long-term project, it's very difficult for me to keep going when I've lost that initial excitement over it. And then it's kind of like, okay, how do we keep going? It's like trying to push that roller coaster to keep going. You get so excited in the beginning, and then it's just kind of slows down, and you're like, okay, how do I get this excitement going again? And I'm sure that a lot of this is not just an ADHD thing. I know there's way more I could talk about, but I'm not going to go into all of that. But just when it comes to business, a lot of it is those ups and downs. Again, I know probably everybody goes through these of just the motivation up and down. But there are times where it can feel really extreme and really heavy and just really overwhelming for me because I feel like I'm trying so hard. And I feel like it's not getting me anywhere because I'm distracted 47 different times. And I wish that I could just live out all of the ideas and dreams that I have in my head. And because I can't, it's like I have to accept that disappointment. I have to accept that I can't do everything, especially now as a mom. I mean, oh my gosh, especially now. Interestingly enough, though, I feel like being a mom and having less time, I've almost gotten more done because I am way more focused. I have to be, I'm forced to be because I don't have as much time. So before, when I didn't have a child, I had all day long. And you know how much of that I worked? Not a lot. A lot of it was wasted. A lot of it was scrolling. A lot of it was distraction. A lot of it was just time blindness and not making good use of my time and not knowing what I'm doing. And now I have to utilize every second. Now, granted, I still will get distracted. I still will scroll. I still will get distracted, but it is much less. And I feel that pressure now because nap time, he may only nap for 40 minutes. What can I get done? Or Chris is outside riding bikes with him. I have to film these YouTube videos. I have to get it done. And, we're having somebody come over at 10. So it's giving me this time frame. It's giving me a deadline, essentially. And it is so good for me. Deadlines are so good for me. As much as I don't like it in the moment. I don't like having to do something when I'm not feeling it. Actually, today I did feel like filming YouTube videos. I feel like I'm flowing pretty well, especially in my last video. But it's not always the case. Sometimes I'm sitting here going and starting over every 2 seconds. As I say, it's just my transition word. It's hard filming YouTube videos. Even after 6 years, I still say There's no way of removing the It's just a thing that happens. But I really think overall that ADHD has been more of a good thing than a bad thing for me specifically as a business owner. And that's because I think that it allows me to be so obsessed and passionate about my business. And I think that that is what you need in order to be successful, because no matter what, you'll do anything that you need to do in order to keep going. And that is a trait that I think is very imperative for just the success of any business. Obviously, there are things that I wish I could overcome. I wish I could be more organized. I wish I could plan better. I wish that I could prioritize tasks. I wish that I didn't start things and not finish them. I wish that I could just do the small things first and get it done and out of the way instead of having it on my to-do list forever. I will say before I end today's video, I do have a whiteboard and a huge calendar. It's like a whiteboard calendar basically out in our living room now This has been the single most thing in the last, gosh, it's been maybe 4 or 5 months that we've had this now, that has helped Chris and I's communication with business. Because remember, we are not just communicating as husband and wife, we're communicating as parents, and we're communicating as business owners together. So it is a lot. It's a lot of communication we need to be doing, and we have struggled with it a lot. So being able to have all of my brain, basically, well, most of my brain, I don't always write everything down. That's also something I need to work on. But most of my brain just kind of is out on a whiteboard, all the tasks I need to get done. I erase it when I do it. And then everything that, any appointments or YouTube videos or just things that are coming up on the calendar, we write that on the calendar. So it's helped a lot because I can plan and organize in my Notion calendar or my Notion planner that I had created. It's still very helpful for me, but I got to see it. I got to see it every day. And I'm in the kitchen most of the day. I love cooking, and that's usually where I am. And I can see everything from the kitchen. So I can see my whiteboard, I can see the big calendar whiteboard, and it is single-handedly the most helpful thing that I've ever done for myself as a business owner. And yes, it is not the most decorative thing ever, but we, again, hardly have anybody over. It helps both me and Chris a lot, mainly me, because I'm able to see everything. And it's not closed. It's not like it's a note on my phone. It's not like it's a paper planner. I can't do any of that. I will never look at it. And if I do look at it, it's a week too late. So being able to have everything up on the board is massively helpful, that I can see it all day long, all the time. But with that, I think I'm going to end today's video here. Thank you for listening to me just chat about this topic. If you relate to this at all, if you also have ADHD or think you have ADHD, or just relate to anything that I said, I want to hear it. I want to hear your comment down below. Tell me, what's on your mind and kind of the things that you related to. But with that, I'm going to end today's video right here, and I will see you in the next one.